so excited. Ladies, this is another week of Ladies Let's Take Over. Let's go.
Hello.
Welcome back, Janae. We missed you last week, but as you saw, we had a fun co-host in Tina. She came in and joined us. It was a good day, but I'm glad you're back too.
So good to see your face again, my friend.
I love you guys so much for working with me. You guys know I got a 2-month-old and work and trying to make sure I don't come home on a day that I get home late and say I got to do a show. So I'm trying to make this thing work, this parenting thing. I love it. But yes, I thank you guys for so much for carrying on.
No problem.
So guys, we got to start off with a happy birthday. Man, we got a big birthday today. Happy 247th birthday to the U.S. Marine Corps. Woo, 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 woo!
Hey, shout out to Marines. Happy 247th birthday to the U.S. Marine Corps. Today is your day. So shout out to all those Marines, generations of Marines. So happy birthday to y'all.
And if we have any of you watching tonight, we appreciate you.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you guys for what you have done. That is awesome, man. And happy Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day to all of our vets. Man, it's a beautiful thing that we have people that are willing to serve this country and to fight for us and to protect us and just to be willing to do what they do. And we're so happy. Happy Veterans Day to each and every one of you guys. If you have served, if you are currently serving, we are absolutely grateful to you guys.
Yes, happy Veterans Day to all our veterans out there, to all the armed forces. Tomorrow is Veterans Day, so salute to all of you. Thank you for your service to anyone in the armed forces, the Coast Guards, the Marines, the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, and of course, we have Space Force now, so y'all out there serving. You're not yet. You don't know what's going to happen in the future.
Absolutely.
But,
they're a branch. Not forget Space Force now. They're out here protecting us as well.
I cannot thank you guys enough for protecting my freedom and everyone else's freedom and for giving us this wonderful country that we live in and that we don't have to fear a whole lot living here. So kudos to all of our veterans and those who continue to serve each and every day, to spend months and years away from family sometimes, missing out on major events. And all I got to say is I salute you.
Absolutely, man. That is such a great way to start the show. If you don't know who these wonderful ladies are, we are getting ready to introduce ourselves because, we have such an amazing group. Who do we have with the headphones on up there?
Hey, what's up? It's me, Delilah, the part of the trio. Used to be 4 of us. Hopefully, Ash will join us for some segments when she has time. Also, just wanted to shout out that the Swintons are going to have a new show coming on Sundays. Basically, it's going to be about Sunday night football. So I wanted to make sure that there's a new show that's coming up. Part of the Let's Talk Football growing family.
Let's go.
So again, the Swintons will have a Saturday night football game and talk about those games. So anyway, just want to make sure you guys know that there's going to be a Sunday night show with the Swintons. All right.
That's going to be awesome. That is going to be awesome.
Looking forward to that. They're a fun duo. They're a fun duo to watch. So be on the lookout for that.
Yes.
Love it. So I'm excited about that. So something to look forward to, everybody, on Sunday night. So just be aware of that, right? Shout out to the Swintons and their upcoming new show. Because, LTF, we love having shows on every day. So come and join us and pop in. And also watch the recaps because we always have recaps. Sean, who helped start this off with Janae. He always makes sure that he always replays our episodes on YouTube and our Facebook group. So keep an eye out for those. All right. So just wanted to put that out there.
I love it, man. We need those plugs. Yes, we do. All right. Who else do we have over here?
We have Kate, Tom Brady's biggest fan, Elverson. I'm still sticking by my man. He's single now. I told him he needs to come to Detroit play, and then we can get married, and it can be happily ever after. And I can be Kate Brady for the rest of my life and take care of him and his family and just be the nice wife that lets him do whatever he wants. If he wants to play,
She's
he can
shooting
play.
a shot.
But anyway, and I'm the creator of this madness we call Let's Talk Football Ladies Takeover. And I'm very proud that these two wonderful ladies came along for this crazy journey with me to do this show. I couldn't do it without them. I love them dearly. But yes, I am Tom Brady's biggest fan, if you didn't know, and I want to be the future.
Hey, you never know.
Hey, who is this dynamic, wonderful lady below us?
Oh man, I am Janae Struther. If you don't know, like they said, I started Let's Talk Football, man, 5 years ago with my boy, and now it's turned into a dynasty. We have all these dynamic people, and I'm just so excited that I'm on this show with these beautiful ladies, man. This is awesome, guys.
Ooh,
Yes,
yeah.
it is.
It's a good time.
Let's go. Hey,
So
shout
happy
out to
you're
everybody
here.
commenting. We love you guys. Please continue to comment. We see your comments, man. We want to get them on the show. We're going to be talking about some very interesting topics today. But as you know, we always start the show off with some life knowledge, man. You got to know who we're talking about. Some women in the NFL, some causes in the NFL. So who do we have, Delilah, starting off?
Well, before we discuss who our new woman is, there's a quick little break. So if anybody needs some water and needs a quick bathroom break, here we go.
Let's do it.
I think it's really nice that someone like Hayden Hurst is coming out and being like, look, you're not alone.
I'm all about women empowerment. I mean, it's one of the things that I talked about when bringing this topic into this group. I really respect women and their roles, and I think a woman's place can be in the NFL. And
all right, just a little tidbit. So our lovely Kate had a little tidbit, little clip that we always have, just so you can kind of see. So our woman in the NFL is Miss Sharian Williams. She is a sports writer. She's been writing for many, many years. She is born and raised in Beaumont, Texas. Williams earned a bachelor's degree in journalism from Texas A&M University in 1986. She returned to school 30 years later to pursue her master's degree. She graduated in 2018 from South Dakota State University with a master's degree in mass communication. At a young age, she actually manifested this dream. She dreamt at a young age of covering our resident co-host favorite team, the Dallas Cowboys, also her favorite team, and has been living out her dream since 1999. So she was lucky enough to actually be a sports writer, and one of her first gigs was actually covering the NFL and specifically the Dallas Cowboys for the Fort Worth Star-Telegram.
Woo!
And so, yeah, so she has been writing for the NFL as a reporter for over 25 years. She has spent the past year at NBC's digital NFL site, Pro Football Talk. After 17 years of covering, as we talked about, the Dallas Cowboys, Miss Williams has reported on 24 Super Bowls, 7 Olympic Games, and was the first woman to vote for the Pro Football Hall of Fame, as well as the first woman to serve as the president of the Pro Football Writers of America. In 2018, she won the Dick McCann Award for Lifetime Achievement in NFL Coverage, becoming the first woman to be honored by the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So Miss Sharian Williams knows her stuff, and she has a lot of firsts, as you heard. So she manifested that dream. She wanted to cover the Dallas Cowboys. She went to college, and she made it happen, and she did. And now she's just been writing for years and years and years. She's not retired. She is currently living in Arlington, Texas, which is a short drive from the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. And so she still continues to write. She's well respected across the league. And as you can see, is for a very good reason. She knows her stuff, and she has a lot of firsts as a woman sports writer. And so that is my woman in the NFL.
Let's go. Let's go. Man, not only did she pick a dynamic woman, but she picked a woman that loves my team.
It worked out that way. I love it.
When I saw it, I didn't want to get too hype. I'm like, if I get too hype, they may change the person.
Never.
Love it. Absolutely
Never.
love it. Oh my goodness. Hey, Kate, how do you feel about her?
I feel very honored to get to know about her. I did not know who she was. I didn't know anything about her. And I guess I'll be okay with the fact that she loves the Cowboys, America's team. I mean, someone's got to love them, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It does show that we have some
it's
lifelong fans
but,
out there.
I think it's amazing. Like all her firsts, like, are pretty incredible.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
I just love that she's been around for like 25 years and I've just learned about her. Like that's pretty incredible too. And that I just love women in the NFL and I think that she's amazing and that she wants to be in
Here you go, Nick.
She wants to be in Arlington. She wants to be near her team. She wants to cover them. Is kudos to her.
Yeah, but she writes about
Absolutely.
everyone, as you can see, like
Yep.
the fact that she's covered 24 Super Bowls. How many people can even say that? Like, it's, to me,
Come on.
it's amazing. And the fact that she's so respected, that she was honored by a prestigious award by the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So
Yes.
no other woman has been honored by the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And the fact that, like, she's still writing today. So she's not retired, and she's
How old is she?
I'm not gonna give that away.
I'm just curious.
I don't know if I know Southern women. That's all. But I did tell you when she got her bachelor's degree, so you could add on from that.
Quite a while ago. So
Yeah.
Oh,
But no, I love it, and she's well respected as a writer, sports writer. She knows her stuff, and so it was fun to cover her. I love also seeing not just women, but older women who are also taken seriously, because there's a lot of ageism. And
Yes.
people think that when you reach a certain age, you're just supposed to stop living your life.
Exactly.
So
Thank
cool.
you.
well, look at who the owner of the Lions is. Martha is quite up there in years, so she's not giving up yet.
Yeah, that absolutely is an amazing career, Nick. I think it's amazing, man.
Yeah.
What a way to start off the show. Man, women in the NFL. This is such a great first topic. But now we have to kick it over to our next favorite segment. Man, the cause in the NFL. And I know Kate has an amazing cause that she would like to talk about today.
In honor of Veterans Day, I thought it was only fitting to cover the NFL's Salute to Service. And it's all about, every year around this time, every NFL football team has a game where they wear like military style jerseys, have military style different attire that they promote and wear. And actually, if you go on the NFL shop, you can buy a lot of the gear as well. But the Salute to Service is the NFL's year-round commitment to honor, empower, and connect with our nation's service members, veterans, and their families. It is grounded deep in partnerships with military and veteran support organizations, which include the Bob Woodruff Foundation, Pat Tillman Foundation, Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors, otherwise known as TAPS, which we know is a very big trumpet solo that is played for veterans and during military services, United Service Organization, or the USO, and the Wounded Warrior Projects. Since 2011, more than $58 million has been raised for these Salute to Service partners. So the NFL has done an amazing job raising money to help these organizations, to help veterans in our country, which I salute. And then the NFL's commitment to the military community is to honor. And by honoring, the NFL shows its gratitude for the service and sacrifice of our military through partnerships, grants, and recognition of service members, veterans, and their families. It gives increased connectedness between the NFL family and the military community. It gives an increased patriotism and public support for our military, their families, veterans, caregivers, and families of the fallen. And it's a strong partner organizations who support the military community. And then they empower by partnering with organizations that support service members, veterans, and their families. The NFL uses its platform and resources to create a positive impact for our nation's heroes. It gives increased independence for our wounded warriors, improved physical and mental health for our veterans, and improved prosperity for service members, veterans, and their families, and continued service within the communities. So they do a whole lot for our veteran community. And then by connecting, or the connect piece, the NFL brings service members and their families together through their shared love of football and provides opportunities for those serving to connect with another and their communities. So increased social connections within the military community and with the local communities in which they live. Increased connections through a shared love of football and American culture, and new and enhanced facilities that drive social connections. So the salute to service partners, the USO, through the lens of the NFL and the USO, strive to keep our service members connected to the things they hold dear, family, home, and country, through NFL players, coaches traveling overseas on USO tours. And they deliver the delivery of flag football equipment and USO to-go kits, that they ensure that our servicemen and women are supported throughout the world. So I think that's pretty cool that they do that. And through the Wounded Warrior Project, the NFL works with Wounded Warrior Project to engage wounded veterans with programs and resources that empower them to live their lives to the fullest on their own terms and at no cost, through mental health programs like Project Odyssey, a multi-day workshop that helps veterans discover inner strength and find the courage to continue their journey to recovery. And then, this one gets to me because I think Pat Tillman was one of the most amazing, is the Pat Tillman Foundation. With the NFL support, hundreds of scholars have been impacted by the Tillman Scholar Program, which provides active duty service members, veterans, military spouses with academic scholarships, a national network, and professional development opportunities. Through TAPS, the NFL honors families of those who sacrificed their life for our country by hosting them at a year-round NFL events, and by supporting programs that help heal through mentoring and counseling. And then the Bob Woodruff Foundation, the NFL, helps address the most urgent and emerging needs of our service members, veterans, families, and caregivers through a grant referral pipeline that leverages the Bob Woodruff Foundation's respected role as a thought leader and judicious grant maker in military space. They do several salute to service awards that are presented by the USAA, acknowledges the exceptional efforts by members of the NFL community to honor and support U.S. service members, veterans, and their families. And then you can get involved from Salute to Service, the USAA. There's an NFL auction of different things that the football players, kind of like Crucial Catch, wear during their games. There you can purchase the military attire that is on the NFL site to help support charitable contributions. There's hoodies, there's tees. So if you want to support our military, go on the NFL shop and purchase the military attire, and those benefits are given back to our veterans and our active service members. And then each year, like I said, the NFL has a military game per team where they wear military style uniforms and show appreciation to our servicemen. So that is in honor of Veterans Day being tomorrow, our salute to service. And I just want to say I appreciate that the NFL does this every year, and they do it throughout the year to make sure family members are well taken care of, and a lot of teams will host different families throughout the year as well. So that is salute to service in the NFL.
That's beautiful.
Woo!
Before we comment, Kate shared a clip so that you can have a better understanding of what this organization does and how the NFL supports this organization. And so then we'll come back and talk about this amazing foundation that the NFL has for our veterans.
We see you too. We see you serving at home and abroad. The heroes who have risked their lives to protect ours.
Our son died just over a year ago. The Rams doing all of this takes us away from that.
Your communities are our communities. Your fight is our fight. The whole world watches us, but now they're going to see you too.
Beautiful.
Wow. Wow. That was absolutely beautiful, man. What a cause to pick. That is, man, that's a
I thought it was fitting.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
those families need a lot because those servicemen come back with PTSD. They come back with different ailments. They come back from serving abroad with so many different things going on in their lives that are beyond what we can even fathom and imagine. So that the fact that the NFL has chosen to partner with them to make sure they have everything they need, kudos to them.
Oh, man, that was awesome.
Another
Well,
tearjerker.
It
I know.
is. You always do that. You always do that, man.
It's important. Like that's the reason why we do these causes. You know, and honestly, I think that it's some of our veterans, as we know, don't become veterans. That's why we also have Memorial Day, right? That's what separates.
right.
I think people need to, as much as we say Happy Veterans Day, and then we're like, remember those who've lost, but we have to understand that there's 3 separate holidays. There's the Armed Forces Day, there's Veterans Day, and there's Memorial Day. Memorial Day is when we honor our fallen soldiers, you know, across the armed forces. And then Veterans Day is thankfully those who came back. I know that there's also a special day for POWs and MIA, and I forget when that falls, but I know there's a special day for that as well, where we remember the prisoners of war and those missing in action. So again, it's just thank you so much again to everyone out there. NFL, I think this is a great organization. We do see it all the time. We do see when they honor and they bring on veterans, right, in different football games, or their families. And so I think that it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And salute your service. As we can see, it's not just about veterans, but it's those families who unfortunately have someone that actually gave the ultimate sacrifice, right, and didn't come back. And so again, thank you, everybody. The freedom we have today is because you go out and defend it. So,
Absolutely.
What are your thoughts?
I just feel like it's such a beautiful cause because, like you said, it's at the exact same time as we're celebrating Veterans Day. And I just to see people who are selfless to be able to, because you're really risking your lives to do the job that you do. It's just such a beautiful thing. And man, what an amazing cause. I mean, I'm so full right now. Got goosebumps. It's just, yeah. Delilah and Kate, you guys always get me every week.
Yeah.
Every week. PAL MIA Day, 3rd Friday in September.
See, I knew there was a day for that too. Thank you, Mr. Fingers, a veteran, by the way, who does so many.
Yes.
By the way, I don't know if people know that, but Anthony Handy is a veteran, and
Yes, he is.
He's on so many of our shows. You know, you see him on the roundtable as a regular co-host. He also has an SEC show that he does, and then he pops up as guest throughout the different shows. So, Mr. Anthony Fingers, thank you for your service. So again, Sean, thank you to your
Sean.
Thank you to your dad.
Yes.
For his service.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow.
Hey.
The Vietnam War. Wow.
Anybody out there watching, if you are a vet, thank you. In the comments, go ahead, by all means, let us know, or say thank you to the vets or anything. This is your shout out, making sure that they know that we love and appreciate everything that they've done to defend our country.
Absolutely, absolutely. What a beautiful way to end that the cause segment today. That was absolutely amazing. And shout out to all of you vets. Delilah was just saying how you guys have impacted us, and we just truly feel like you guys deserve to be shouted out. This is your time. You for everything that you've done, you deserve to be shouted out. Thank you.
And all I gotta say is there's nothing more chilling than when I was at Arlington National Cemetery last year, and there were active services going on, and seeing the changing of the guard, and just being there amongst that atmosphere it gave me such resilience to be proud to be an American, and be proud that the fact that those men laid down their lives for us. And I'm so thankful to those that came back alive and who are still with us. And I mean, I have lots of family members that served. My grandfather served in World War II. My great uncle served in World War II. And I have a lot of other family members who have served as well. My cousin Andy is actively serving in the Navy as a doctor right now. So just kudos to all of you.
And apparently in Canada also, tomorrow's Remembrance Day. So there they call it Remembrance Day. So again, thank you, Nicole, for sharing that with us.
Yes.
And Ab Lowe also is a veteran. So shout out to Ab.
Okay, Ab.
Happy Veterans Day to him.
Thank you, Ab.
So my brother
Thank you
currently
for your
serves on the
service.
reserves. I can't let it go without saying my brother, he just got back from deployment. I love him so much. And he just spent a year away from the family, but I know what he's doing is for a great cause. So shout out to my baby brother.
Oh,
right.
yay.
Veterans Day. Oh, man, I love it. I love it. You guys are shouting out. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, I hope the veterans are feeling the love. I hope they're feeling
My
the
heart
love.
feels
And that
full.
tomorrow you feel it really, really special. I want you guys to feel special on your special day.
Me too.
Exactly.
All right, guys. So we got to get into it. What do we got next? Ooh. What is the next topic that we have next, guys? It's the hot players of last week. It's the pressure, guys. The pressure that you guys put on us. If you don't know about this topic, is where we get to go around and say who we felt played their butts off last week. And we want to know who you thought outshined, outplayed, deserves to be shouted out. Please put in the comments who you think that person's supposed to be. But first, we're going to start with Delilah. Delilah, who is your hot player of last week?
All right. I don't care if this makes me sound like a homer, but I'm so proud of this young man, because as I've been saying for a while, it's like, let the kid play. Either he's going to do it or he's not. I've been saying that for a long time. I know, I'm sorry, Kate, that he comes from the college you don't love. But I have to give a shout out to my quarterback, Mr. Justin Fields, who, even though we got an L against the Dolphins, that was still a great game.
Played his butt off.
He played his butt off. Put up
Yes,
32 points, by the way. We did put up 32 points against the Dolphins defense. And so we can't ignore that. I mean, he was stellar. He had a 95% QBR.
Woo!
All right,
Wow.
that game. Yeah, exactly. He was 70 for 23. He had 123 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. And
Let's go.
And he broke Mr. Michael Vick's record.
Wow.
With 178 yards rushing that game, with 1 touchdown as well, because he also had a rushing touchdown.
Woo!
He ran, which was amazing to see, when he went 61 yards to the end zone, which is where
Yes,
he
he
got
did.
that touchdown. And he so amazing. I have to shout that out. He keeps getting better every year. This is what we wanted to see. We wanted to see this kid grow. We wanted him to get a chance to prove to the world that he is our quarterback, okay? He is our guy. He's the one we've been waiting for a long time. And so I am very, very, very happy.
Let him know,
excited.
Delilah. Let him know.
I'm so excited. I said, that's all I've been asking for. Let the kid play. They stopped bubble wrapping him. which is exactly what happened the first few weeks. They kept babying him and not letting him pass. I'm like, let the kid go out there, have fun, and prove to you that he's QB1. And every week he gets better and better. Woo. And I like seeing that he makes changes and corrections. And this past week was just amazing, honestly. Like, I'm so excited. I'm so happy. Keep getting better. Keep going at it, Justin. Ignore all the haters and keep getting better and have some fun out there, because that game was great. So again, kudos, Justin Fields, and I look forward to seeing you grow even more as a young quarterback. So that was my hot player of last week.
I love it. I love it. I like the excitement that you have on your face now. I used to see the disappointment from your team. Now I see that you see the future in your team. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited. Okay. And Justin Fields did lights out game.
Yes,
lights
he
out.
did.
I'm sad that they lost at the end, but he did everything that he could possibly do. Everything that he could possibly do. I am proud of Justin Fields and the team, the offensive line. I'm proud of all of them. They're doing very well. Very well. And they do have a recipe for future playoffs and everything else. They just got to figure out how to close it out. But they're doing better, like Delilah said, every single week. All right, Kate, who you got for your player of last week?
Well, I guess I am stuck on the Bengals because I picked Mr. Smokey Smooth last week. And now I'm going to his hot running back, Mr. Joe Mixon, versus the Carolina Panthers, who's one of the teams playing tonight.
Let's go.
He rushed for 153 yards. He received for 58 yards for a total of 211 yards. He had 4 touchdowns rushing, 1 touchdown receiving for the total of 5 touchdowns last week. So it was really the Smokey Smooth and Mixon show. It was like either him passing the ball to him or he was handing it off to him. He had 22 attempts running the ball, 7 yards per carry, 4 receptions, which is pretty incredible. And then his overall season stats are 151 attempts running, 585 yards, 3.9 yards per carry, 6 touchdowns, and 38 receptions. So I love that when he doesn't have his Jamar Chase, he can go somewhere else. He has another weapon he can go to because the receivers weren't on, but Mr. Mixon was on. Exactly, Sean. Without Jamar, they will definitely have to rely on Mixon to pick up the pieces because it's usually the Jamar Chase and Smokey Smooth show. Brady, Burrow, and Josh Allen. Decisions. Oh, did Josh Allen break up with his girlfriend or something? Now you got me all hot and flustered. Woo! But there's a lot of eligible. There's Zach Wilson. There's Jamar Chase. There's a lot of little cuties going on in this league. But we all know, who do I signify myself as? Tom Brady's biggest fan. So Tom gets my heart first, which, by the way, shout out to him. 100,000 yards passing for his career. I guess he could be considered one of my hot players. And you never give that man time in a game. He will come back and he will prove to you that he will win. When these teams finally wake up and realize you don't give that man time, no matter where he's at in his stage of his game and his life and wherever he's at, that man will come back and win. So, but Mixon's my hot player.
She got off topic of her man.
Right? Really?
I mean, a little bit. I was going to tie him in here with his 100,000 yards and the fact that he came back with like 45 seconds and won that game against the Rams. Tom Brady can still do Tom Brady stuff. Sorry, folks. Sorry,
so was
haters.
it Tom Brady your favorite or Mixon?
Oh, a little of both. We always have to give Tom Brady love.
I love it. I absolutely
because
love
no one's
it.
giving him love at home, so I got to give him the love.
I can dig it. That's your man. That is your man.
That's
you gotta
my man.
He definitely he wowed the crowd and showed everybody that He is Tom Brady. That no, that was an amazing ending. And you're right, Mixon did kill it. Mixon,
Oh, Mixon killed it.
man, if you got him on your fantasy, you lucked up. Mixon is dominating the league. Tom Brady might miss the playoffs. He definitely may miss the playoffs. But if he continues to do what he just did, they could possibly win. I mean, all it takes is like one to get the engine going. So maybe this was the start to get it going. So
Maybe
and
not
just to
the
see him all
sports.
excited on the
Who's
sideline.
your hot player? Who's your
Who's
your
top
turn?
player?
It's your turn.
Mine, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going with some players that I don't think I probably would have ever done. I can't even believe I'm speaking this, but the top players beat one of my favorite teams, the Jets defense. Shout out to the Jets defense. If you did not watch the Bills and the Jets game, you missed a great game because in your mind you're like the Jets versus the Bills. The Bills should easily handle this. It did not go that way. Now, I will put it out there that Josh Allen definitely got hurt during the game. We know his elbow is injured, and we don't think that he's going to play this week. I know they've already probably announced that he's not going to play this week, I believe. But he lost anyway. But I will say that the Jets defense, ladies, they showed out. They showed out. Let me tell you what Josh Allen did in the second half. He only made 12 pass attempts. Only 5 completions, 42 passing yards. We're talking about Josh Allen, who is dominating the league in passing. He 42 passing yards, 4 rush attempts, 25 rushing yards, 4 sacks against him, 20-yard loss on sacks. There was a fumble. He had an interception. He only had a 16.7 passer rating. When I tell you the Jets ate, and it just made me happy to see that. Just like Chicago, the Jets are turning. Like they're becoming a team that is so fresh and so young that these boys took it to one of the top premier teams. And they're in the same division.
Right.
So this makes it very interesting when the Jets are still keeping up and they're in the same division, man. This is I hope Josh Allen's okay, because if not, it could get shaky when it comes to the end of the season.
They say he's got an ulnar radius injury, and that it could be week to week. It could be a couple weeks. The latest,
because if you watched it, I mean, he went full strength back.
Yep.
And then as he was coming forward, he got hit at the same time.
Yep.
So I feel like that momentum really, because if you guys notice, he was shaking his hand.
Yeah.
He could tell that it was hurting. So I don't know what the final say is going to be on it. I mean, I guess none of us do, but I got to shout out the Jets, man. I can't even give any I can't give any excuses. The Jets did their thing, and I am excited to see what their coach. It just makes me excited that they are churning the way they're churning.
I love it.
I'm excited to see these different teams that are balling out in the NFL. It's not your same normal teams that you see at the top of the divisions.
No, especially these teams that have been jokes for seasons, right? Like everyone has made so many jokes about the Jets, and everybody's like,
right,
when will they ever get back to the Joe Namath days? Which we're not there yet, guys. Relax, but
no. But I'm thinking nobody would have expected the Eagles to do what the Eagles are doing, or teams like that.
But we got to shout them out, man. They're doing good.
We do. So
I'm excited.
Yeah, they got past the butt fumble, right? Anthony's right. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, listen, Zach Wilson is not the next Joe Namath, y'all. Just relax. So that's the only thing.
He's better looking.
But it is exciting. It is exciting to watch the Jets have fun out there and actually win these games and not be the jokes of the NFL anymore.
Absolutely. Hey, but can I put this in perspective, ladies and gentlemen? The AFC East looks like this. The Bills are 6-2. The Jets are 6-3. The Dolphins are 6-3, and the Patriots are 5-4.
Yeah.
If Josh Allen is not in, this could be a very sketchy situation of who can make it to the top. This is the Bills are literally neck and neck. They just don't have they had a bye week, so it's 6-2, and the rest of them are 6-3. But it's basically a 3-way tie.
Yeah,
it is.
It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. Oh my God,
Very
y'all! It's
interesting
very.
time.
I know it's early. There's weeks of football left, right? It's a long season, but so I said on Tuesday, like if the playoffs happen next week, the Jets would be in the playoffs, y'all. Like just think about this.
Can you imagine how
think
crazy
about
New
this.
York, the other side of New York, they're kind of the Jersey side, but they
Sorry,
were so
Cowboy
hyped.
fans. Sorry, y'all.
So hyped.
But shout out to Andrew from our Canadian show for recognizing that the Bull was gonna do a good job coaching, because he did say it on his shows and people thought like he was crazy, you know, like what do you mean, like, because
Absolutely.
because remember there was controversy over his hiring. We remember what it was, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
The famous text. But anyway, but Andrew did say like that the Bull would do well as a coach, and he has been, and I think that's really what's helping that other team that I won't name because of our co-host. But I think that's why the other New York team, not Buffalo, is winning some games. Anyway,
she knows how sensitive the show can be.
Yes. But we're gonna talk about another one of your favorite teams coming up soon here in this segment.
Oh, we do got some drama. Hey, are we bringing out our special guest for the drama?
Oh, we can if he's
available. Let's bring him in.
Let's bring in our special guest for some drama. Let's go.
Now, Janae's brother, I don't know why you thought. I don't know who you spoke with. I don't know what documents you read, what tweets you read. Don't trust nothing you got on Twitter, because everybody on Twitter right now is Elon Musk, and they all verified. Don't pay no attention. Thought I was going to bring in some drama. Why I got to be the one bringing in drama? Why?
Oh, we know you like some drama. We know you like some drama. We have to bring you in.
I don't bring no drama. I just like to speak the truth. That's all.
Hey, well, come on in and speak some truth with us, man.
Listen,
come on now.
We broke format. We do it every so often. We brought a male on the show.
Yes, we did. We brought in our veteran.
Well, hey,
some men are strong enough to break these strong women.
Hey, look, I ain't come in. Look, I did not come in here to fight the Dora Milaje today. Wakanda forever. Y'all can keep that on the screen. I just come in here to say something to y'all, and hello, ladies. It's great for y'all to have me on your wonderful program this evening. Y'all are doing a fine job of sportscasting.
We love having him. As you know, we already said that this man will be celebrating Veterans Day. We want to thank you again, for what you have done for our country, my man.
Yeah, you're killing me, Smalls.
I am a representative of the third generation out of 4, working his way towards 5 in my family.
Wow.
My great grandmother had 12 children. She had 6 boys and 6 girls, and I don't know if you all know this from history, but during World War II, when your son went off to war, you got a star to put in your window. And I forget which order it was. Like if they were alive, it was blue, and if it died, they gave you a gold one to replace the blue one. My grandmother had 5 sons in World War II, all 5 of her 6 sons at World War II, all at the same time. There were 3 in Europe and there were 2 in Asia. And every single one of them came home alive.
Wow. That's amazing.
I had I had an uncle that fought in Vietnam. I had cousins that fought in Desert Storm. I joined during a lot of folks call it the sweet spot between Desert Storm and Operation Iraqi and Enduring Freedom. Mm-hmm. So I didn't actually see any combat. We did have a deployment that was supposed to be combat. And I don't know if you remember 94, Saddam said, "Yes, I'm coming to get you again, Kuwait." And
that was my dad. He almost was part of that because my father is a veteran.
Yeah. I will never forget that Columbus Day weekend. I went We had a 4-day weekend, and I went car shopping.
I was terrified.
I went
like-
car shopping, and I came back. We had a call, said, "Handy, pack your bags. We gotta go." And I had just been on active duty for all of 4 months.
Oh boy.
But what happened was, while we were in the air, Saddam Hussein said, "Oh, y'all coming for real? I thought y'all was playing." So I was just kidding.
Wow.
I mean, I'm not even kidding.
Yeah,
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
So we didn't
Yeah.
know. We didn't know until we had been there for about a month that there was not going to be any hostile action, and then it turned it into a training exercise. And then
Yeah.
Bill Clinton came to see us and said, I just come to let you know that you all will be home for Christmas." And he became didn't matter what political affiliation people had, he was everybody's favorite president that day.
Wow.
That's where my picture came from. I have a picture of me shaking hands with Bill Clinton. That's where that was
Oh,
from. He came across the-
Wow.
Ooh, look at you up there shaking hands with the presidents.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I was like,
Yeah,
we
no,
doing-
I remember that. My father did 4 years in the regular army, and then he went to the National Guard and retired with the National Guard.
So
And he was a master sergeant, so he was the one who did all the drills and like trained a lot of the National Guard kids. And but he almost went too. He was about to deploy, and I was like, wait a minute, where's my dad going? So I remember that time very well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I wouldn't trade it for anything. I did
Get
9.5 years.
No, thank you for real. But let's get into some drama, Janae. Go ahead and lead us off with some drama now, because we're going for some serious stuff.
Oh, is that what we doing now? We get in the camera? Is that what we
Yeah.
doing?
We
Yeah.
get
in the
to
camera.
drama.
Let's go. I'm for these streets. I want the heat. I got to
Hey.
have it.
So we got to talk about it, guys. Somebody was just promoted to be a coach.
Oh no.
Never coached before.
Hold on, Deacon. You being messy.
They have played before, but they have been asked to be an interim coach to finish out the year, and that is Jeff Saturday. Wow. How do you guys feel about this? I mean, I will go ahead and say I was that hater because I feel like there's so many qualified people that are coaches right now that deserve a chance for an interim spot. I just feel like this would be a perfect opportunity to be different, get somebody in there that maybe people aren't thinking about, or people that have been trying to get head position jobs that deserve it, and to get them an interim spot. It's not like it's a forever job, but I feel like that's probably where I would have gone. But I'm not an owner, so they get to make their own decisions. But
look who their owner is.
Jim Irsay.
So Anthony,
sorry,
being our guest, you're gonna go first. Tell us what you think of this hire.
Oh, y'all messed up letting me go first. Listen, Skip, I just want to say for the record that there's always this pattern. There's always the question, who is the most qualified person on the team to coach the team? Who's the most qualified people? And Janae, you touched on it, as people that have experience. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, being a small town boy, now all I did was catch footballs and talk a lot of trash. I still talk some trash now. But one of the things that there is somebody sitting right there on that sideline wearing the headphones that he was a player too. And he wears headphones.
On the team.
And they could have made him the interim coach. I don't know what his name, Reggie Wayne. I think his name Reggie Bruce Wayne, Reggie Lewis. I don't know that guy. But I'm playing. But seriously, you mean to tell me you have not only somebody who has playing experience, but has coaching experience and has coached and is right there as a member of your staff. But you want to let somebody, I mean, granted, it's good to have somebody that people are. We don't know the whole scenario behind that. Reggie Wayne might be a total butthead. The guys might not respond to him or whatever, but why not, if you're going to have somebody, and this is what I told Janae yesterday, day before yesterday, my day's all messed up. I think since tanking, you can't tank. Do not take, no coach in the NFL has ever tanked for draft picks, ever. This is what they did. They said, we're going to give somebody, he's on our staff. He played on the team. He's got relations with the team. We made a genuine and concentrated effort to do the absolute best that we could to ensure that the Colts played the best they could for the remainder of the season. And look, oh my God, it didn't work out well. Oh, we get more draft picks? Oh, thank you so much.
I'm with you.
Stop it, Skip. I might have been born on a truck, but I wasn't born on a turnip truck, and I wasn't yesterday. I'm just saying that's that is my 2 cents on that. And we already know Jim Irsay's history. I mean, wasn't he the coach that got picked up for drunk driving?
Yep.
Yes.
You're correct there, sir.
So
Wow. You know how our boy feels. All right, Delilah, give it to us. How you feel about it?
I'm saying that Jeff Saturday deserves this, but like I don't know if y'all watched his press conference, and like he was very impassioned. Like he's like, here's the deal. I'm completely comfortable in who I am as a man. I know I can lead men. I know the game of football. I'm passionate about it, right? He's like, I have no fear. And then he starts, responding to questions that people have had. Are you as qualified as everyone else? He's like, I spent 14 years in the locker room. He said he went to 12 playoffs, 12 times, that there's dudes that he played with that are in the Hall of Fame. And he said, he's like, oh, I've seen greatness, He's like, you don't think I've seen how people prepare, how they coach, how they GM, how they work. So he's saying that even though like he's never had coaching experience, that he's been around the game for so long and he's seen other people do it, that, does that mean that he doesn't, that he doesn't understand the game and can't be a coach, right? And so, he said none of us are promised a good job, which, we could, take that with a grain of salt. He's like, he said, I may be terrible at this after eight games. And then basically he's like, I'll say, God bless you. Goodbye. Now, would that be the case? I have no idea, but he really did put that press conference out.
The video, that video was so pumped in the beginning. Oh, I work with this and I did. It may not work. It may not work.
Real talk, Janae, look, you hit it right on the head. He sound like the dude that talk he talk all the trash before the fight. And then right before that knuckle up, he'd be like, you might knock me out, but I'm just saying. By his same logic, that means, hey, didn't Mark Brunell win a Super Bowl ring with the Saints as a backup quarterback?
Yep.
Mark Brunell played in the league for a long time. Mark Brunell knows how plays are called. Mark Brunell know how people snap the ball. I mean, does that mean he's a coach? I played little league football. I played football from little league to high school. That was 8 years. I know how people coach.
I just think it's gonna be funny I think it'll be entertaining.
I do too.
I think it'll be entertaining to see Jeff Saturday on the sidelines. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
And the fact that he won't be making the play calls, like as I mentioned on the Tuesday show.
Oh
it's gonna be the offensive coordinator.
Oh my God! Did y'all? I don't find it ironic that somebody leaked a video of him and Peyton Manning on the sideline, and they were both mic'd up. And Peyton rolled up on him, was like, "Quit calling the effing calls. I'm the quarterback. If I call a pass play, you pass block. If I call a run play, you run block." And he's like, "I was effing there. I saw the guy." They're going at each other, and Peyton Manning is telling him, "Stop calling." If one of the greatest quarterbacks in the NFL,
right?
Stop calling plays.
Why you got all this experience? The greatest quarterback in the NFL is telling you stop calling plays. Why did the owner just say, I want that man for the job?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's so crazy how you
cut Carson Wentz that fast, though. It's like you cut Carson Wentz, he leaves the team, and now you're in this position where you thought the backup, you gave this hoorah speech that the backup was gonna he's built for this. And
right.
Then you get fired, but I feel like this stuff was already in the background before he got fired. How do you just get Jeff Saturday? How do you just become you're fired today, but we're gonna get Jeff Saturday?
Right.
It's like, I have a roulette wheel and I'm gonna spin it and it's gonna land right on Jeff Saturday.
That's it.
And I'm just gonna pick him because he was the center for Peyton Manning and he should know what he's doing out there on that field.
We like Boo Boo the Fool. Like,
I have a feeling this is going to be a huge shit show. I'm just going to say that right now. And I think it's going to look like when Matt Millen was the general manager of the Lions. That was a shit show. So I know I've seen enough of those shows in Detroit, so I know what it's going to look like. It's going to be a crazy, crazy ride. And I got the popcorn and the Cheetos and everything for it, and I'm going to be watching on Sunday going, how's that working out for you, Mr. Irsay? How's that working out? eating my popcorn.
All part of my master plan to take over the world, Pinky.
Well, and like you said, Anthony, it's probably like something like for draft picks and to tank his team, but who knows? Mr. Saturday could come out and be like, I know what I'm doing, and they went out. Who knows?
Oh my God. Oh my God, though. But then that would start a whole wave of players just like, I could have coached that team.
Can you imagine like Gronkowski coming out and
Oh
being
my
like
God.
all of a sudden going, if he can do it, I can do it. Who's gonna hire me?
They'd be like, and they'd be like, nah, Gronk, we don't want you for the job. And then he pulled his USAA bit, but I'm special.
All right, guys. Hey, we got to keep it going, but we got another topic that it gets a little spicy. And this one is one that I don't think that we've ever heard happen before. All these investigations with, the Washington football team and everything that's been going on last season and it's transpired into this season and the owner saying he's going to come after the league. It turns out somebody's coming after everybody. The Attorney General has said that he is investigating Washington, the NFL, Snyder, and Goodell. Everybody's under investigation. Sean, I don't know if you want to listen to the segment, but I promise you it won't be all about Washington because it looks like the NFL and Goodell's doing some sketchy stuff too. But how do we feel about this? Go ahead, Kate. Tell me what is in your mind going around with this, like about the news about Washington and the NFL and Goodell.
Oh, it's messy. I was watching. It's pretty bad when it makes the NBC nightly news and it's one of their top stories. And they were one of the ladies that the Attorney General interviewed was the videographer for the team for several years.
Yes.
And all the shady stuff that she was asked to do per Dan Snyder with videographing the cheerleaders and suggestive like things that they were doing, and he was producing calendars without the cheerleaders' knowledge. He was producing videos and releasing them without anyone's knowledge. And all the stuff that this creep of an owner, Dan Snyder, was doing, and all the lies and cover-ups from Goodell to the NFL, and how they were trying to get this story out, and it kept getting shut down and shut down and shut down. And finally, it's not getting shut down. It's wide open. And now we know Dan Snyder is open to all of a sudden selling his team. And we know we have owners on the brink of possibly buying it, and Jay-Z and Jeff Bezos. And now Matthew McConaughey wants to get in on it. Just some new news if you didn't know. All right. So anyway, it's just, maybe changing the name wasn't enough for that team, but there's a lot going on, and it's just not the team, and it's just not, it's the owner. It's primarily the owner, but man.
Yeah, it looks like the team right now, the team isn't the one that was doing the players are fine. Looks like it's the
But what a smear on that organization that owner felt he was so entitled and felt so egregious to do these things to these women, and to have the NFL commissioner, who already got enough of a bad rap, trying to help him kind of cover it up, and the NFL is a part of it.
Hit it right on the head, Kate.
What a slippery web we weave when we practice to deceive. So
I think the same thing. I think something's up. Delilah, what you got? I think something's up. Kate got something up with it.
I think, of course, I have to go out and say as a sports show that, of course, everyone is denying the allegations. And so basically the NFL, the Commanders, Dan Snyder, and everybody released their own statements denying all the allegations that the civil suit alleges, right? Because
it's Delilah, wait. How do you go from one moment saying that you I'm going to come after everybody. I'm not going to sell my
Yeah.
team. Then the very next moment, now you're willing to sell your team.
Yeah.
And everything is like, oh, let's do it. And then the Attorney General news comes out. I feel like there's something there.
There is. Honestly, I think it goes back to Gruden, right? Like, we know that even Gruden said, like, really just my emails. Because remember when he got fired for his own, like, whatever, he alluded to the fact that, like, okay, you're just going to show my emails, right? And he questioned the fact that of all of because remember, all these owners email each other. They all email the NFL executives. They email Roger Goodell. He's saying, but the only ones that got leaked were my emails. So, right. So, like, Gruden said from the beginning, and I'm not condoning anything Gruden said or did, right? That's not what I'm saying. However, he had a point, didn't he? In saying that,
just me.
Right. He's saying that there was a lot of dirt. And I guess now we're kind of starting to see more of that. And, I got to say, I want to say that it's not the players. It's not Ron Rivera, it's not the coaches. So I want to make sure that everybody understands that the lawsuit is not against the team and the players. I want to make sure that people understand that, and they'll go after the fan base. The fans have nothing to do with this. You know what I'm saying? This is just, the lawsuit is against the owner, and then the Commanders, like, executives who helped cover this stuff. And then the NFL executives that they feel covered it on top of Roger Goodell separately, because they named him separately in the lawsuit, which is why it says the NFL and Roger Goodell, because he's suing everybody that was involved, because he wants to open an investigation and start looking at all these files. I'm interested to see what gets released, because when these things happen, and it's this public, they actually do have to start releasing certain statements to the public so we can kind of understand, like, kind of what's going on behind the scenes. And so actually I'm intrigued to see what the Attorney General uncovers and what they start releasing little by little, because it's an investigation, right? So they're not gonna be able to release everything, but it'll be interesting to see what else gets shaken from this basket, right? What else comes out of this hornet's nest? And what else we start to read and see. And here's a good question. Does this mean that Roger Goodell's tenure as commissioner is over?
It could. It could be a sticky situation. But what you got? What you got, my brother?
Well, bear in mind, a lot of people, some folks don't really understand the structure of the ranking structure of the NFL. Like, people think that Roger Goodell is like the guy that's like, hey, you can't do that. Roger Goodell actually is an agent of all 32 owners. The owners had to get together and have a vote.
Yes.
They voted him. They decided this is the guy we want to best represent our interests.
He's our puppet. Our puppet.
So by process of association, just by proxy, even if Roger Goodell had zero to do with it, he's going to get touched by this investigation, because excuse me, their correspondence goes in and out and left, right, and Sunday. So they're going to look at everything. And then the thing with Dan Snyder, like, he was like, I'll never sell the team. Every time the heat got on him, he would make some kind of concession. Then he did, the heat was on him, and then he was like, I'll never change the team name. And then the heat was on him, and the stuff was coming out with the women and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden he changed the team name. And then there was more heat. And then all of a sudden there was a big memorial service for Sean Taylor. And it was more than just that.
Kate. Yeah, how long you gotta wait for Sean Taylor to get a memorial service?
Right, Sean Taylor been gone almost 20 years,
right.
and y'all just get
Come on, you talking facts, man. You talking facts, man.
Yeah.
So, like Kate, it wasn't just beyond the videos without the women's consent. When they were doing the calendar shoot, he actually flew out a group of his cronies, that were out there doing this video shoot, and it was implicitly, implied. What's the term I like to call? It was implied emphatically that the ladies were to ensure that these gentlemen had a good time.
Yep.
Ooh, that's
there's a lot to it.
Those are some of the allegations, and they not only were they supposed to show these guys a good time, these guys were there. Like, you know, when they do the photo shoot, sometimes they do the topless, but they're laying on the beach, or they're covered up, or maybe the backside is hanging out, but they got a towel hanging over it. And all of these guys were just hanging out watching all of this take place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but you know, these are some of the allegations that are coming out. And now, and now for a guy who talks so tough, first he went and gave his wife total ownership of the team. Then, not total ownership. He made her the majority owner. Then he turned around and went and jumped on a boat and went out to go hang out in France for about 3, 4, 5 months. Then he popped back up a couple weeks ago. He showed up at a game looking like Howard Hughes.
Right.
Then all of I'll never sell the team. I'll never sell the team. All of a sudden, now the team is up for sale.
And over marketing it. He was putting it for 5, now it's 7 billion.
Kind of reminds me of like a Hugh Hefner of the NFL, and we all know how sleazy he really was. So
Absolutely. And we all know Washington is not worth no 7.
Did Sean do that? Did Sean
Right, I know the Sean come in.
pennies. Not $7 billion. I'm telling you.
There you go.
Yo, I feel like Sean just hit Janae with the Professor X where he
With
just
a
froze it.
I'm ready for Sean to just like poof, pop in and give us his 2 cents on this.
Like just pop in, like
yeah.
you popped in on y'all about 3 weeks ago. But real talk. He talked a whole lot of talk, and for him to do that, as soon as he said he was selling the team, I said it's coming. Whatever is coming is getting ready to come, and the hammer was dropped.
We worth
Today.
8. Oh,
You ain't worth no 8. You've been to the stadium. Your butt hurt every time you get off the damn seat. It ain't worth no $7 billion.
Sean,
They didn't want to see y'all on
prime.
primetime nights. They didn't want to see y'all yet. $7 billion, please.
He's saying 8 billion now.
Stop it. Stop it, Sean. Stop it. But it is exciting though to see all of the people that are willing to buy the team. This is an opportunity for people to get in, because you know that this is a tight market, and as we all know, it's not a very diverse market when it comes to ownership.
Yo, real talk though, the irony, if Jeff Bezos and RG3 wound up being part owners of the team, because Jeff Bezos, remember Snyder said he wouldn't sell the team to Jeff Bezos because Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post.
Right.
He's the one who put all this information out there.
No, I lived in that area for 18 years, and there was nobody, and I mean nobody in mass media that was more critical of Dan Snyder and what he did with that team than the Washington Post. I mean, they used to every time the Redskins lost, Dan Snyder, rah, when the Commanders,
I don't think Bezos gonna get this one.
I kind of
when the Commanders lost, rah, Dan Snyder, rah.
Oh my God!
When the allegations came out, Dan Snyder, like he was. So and Dan Snyder was like, I ain't selling the team to you, but you might not have a choice now. And then RG3.
Yes, there he is. That's
and
what
career,
Sean was saying.
He's got 400 million.
And I saw in RG3, who arguably was a very talented quarterback who suffered a traumatic injury. I don't have to replay it for you. Y'all saw it.
Yep.
That boy was not ready to come back.
No.
And coach did not want him back on the field. So who you think put him on the field? Okay, coach, I put him on the field. Hey, Jeff Bezos, guess what Dan Snyder's doing? RG3 hurts his leg again. Jeff Bezos in the paper right after that. Dan Snyder, So that's the whole cycle.
Yeah. No, honestly, I hope that RG3 somehow gets a piece of that pie. Like, I don't care. Like, honestly, I feel
how they sabotage his career.
Yeah, absolutely. So of so many people that are invested, I hope that he becomes, because I know he's got money, but we know he doesn't got football owning money. So I hope they bring him in as a minority owner at least. You know what I mean? I feel like he's earned that. Plus, he's honestly, I like watching him as a sports announcer. I think he's funny.
Oh my God.
I love his tweets. And Janae, he's saying that the bid is up to $9 billion now. Sean, he's saying
can I just say when RG3 did our
500 million is what y'all worth.
when RG3 did our Michigan game, it was the best game I've ever heard announced ever.
Wow.
When
Wow.
RG3 did a Michigan game, it was amazing.
Wow.
I loved his analysis. I loved his breakdown. I loved his sense of humor. He did a really good job.
Did you like his cornrows too?
But I mean, sorry, we have an actual player with this name, but when he said there was an orgy in the end zone, I about died.
Ooh, Sean doesn't want RG3.
RG3 gave you the closest opportunity to get to a Super Bowl in the last 10 years. You ain't gonna do RG3 like that.
Sean, are you saying you'd rather have Commander Carson over RG3?
Keep him doing the college game.
Really good at it. We really
Sean
like
is
him
just
in Ann
angry.
Arbor.
Sean is just an angry Washington
But
fan.
what is Dale Earnhardt Jr. think he knows about owning an NFL team?
Well, he can't do no worse than the current owner.
That's true.
Ooh,
I'm not knocking you. I'm not knocking your team, Sean. Just knocking the owner. I know nothing about owning an NFL team, and I have learned in 20 years what not to do if I ever have the money to own one by watching Dan Snyder.
Oh
yes.
All right, that was your NFL drama. Went a little over.
That was a lot of drama, though.
He grew up a Washington fan. Oh, so did you. Do you think you should be the owner of Washington?
Oh my
For
God.
$9 billion? No.
Janae, stop for a second. Stop for a second and ask yourself that question in your head again and think about who you asked that to. Do you think for 2 seconds, if Sean Spencer did not have an opportunity to own the Washington Redskins, that he would not, the Washington Commanders? God, I'm stuck on it too. It kind of just rolls off the tongue. To own the Washington Football Commanders Redskins franchise, that he would not be all over that. And
he wouldn't do good for the team.
Huh?
He wouldn't do good for the team either.
No, he would have enough common sense to put some people in charge to know what to do if he didn't know what to do it.
Absolutely. You know what? Matter of fact, my brother, he would change Washington and they would be winners.
Would. Yes, he would. He would give the speech on the day that he bought a team and say, I grew up a Washington fan. My family's Washington fans. All of my friends are Washington. Well, some of them are Washington fans. And I never thought I would see this day, but there's a very famous scripture to say the race is not given to the swift.
That's exactly what he would get up there right on the stage and say that exact scripture.
And look,
he goes, I cut my wrist and it bleeds maroon and gold.
and let's talk football. The Let's Talk Football family of podcasts will be the official podcast channel of the new official podcast channel of the Washington football franchise.
Sean, now you gotta buy them.
There we go.
See, Sean, I got a business plan for you, trying to get a come up for all of us.
I love it. We're all coming up. Hey, so we got to get on to tonight's predictions. And you know what, Mr. Handy, this is the reason why, you are here. Because your team is fitting the show out tonight, right?
Not right now. They're losing 3-0 in the second quarter.
What? What's Mariota doing?
4 of 7 for 36 yards.
Ooh.
And 1 full quarter of football.
Against the Panthers. Wow.
So tell me what
against the Panthers, who have lost 5 of their last 6. The Panthers have lost. That's what he's doing. Well, Phillip Walker's not doing much better either. He's 4 of 6 for 36 yards.
Well, all right. Well, give us your predictions. What do you want to happen tonight?
What do I want to happen tonight? I want somebody to step up and play some football and stop playing pity pat. This ain't third grade Pee Wee football. Run the ball, hit somebody in the face, run him under, knock him down, and step on his neck and kick him in the shin. No, really. All seriousness, all jokes aside, this is not a Falcons team that I see right now. This is not the Falcons team that has been playing for the last several weeks, that has been scrappy and has been in the game. Now, I don't know if the weather is a factor, because there is some bad weather coming up the coast. Looked like it was getting ready to start raining. So, but even still, even if it's not raining that badly, you guys, the average player is getting 7 figures a year to go out there and play football. So the Falcons need to step up. I mean, even right now, Cordero Patterson only has 6 yards on 3 carries. So, what I would like to see, I'd like to see more offense from Atlanta. The defense has been pretty solid. Has kept them in some games. They have won. Let's see, out of their last 4, they're 500, 2-2 out of their last 4 games. I definitely want to see more passing out of Mariota. Mariota's biggest problem is Mariota holds the ball too long, way too long.
You think you'd be better with Matt Ryan right now?
No.
Who do you think?
Hey,
be your
Matt
quarterback?
Ryan was good when he was good, but it's time for Matt to retire.
Very
Just
true.
saying.
Yeah.
I like if you talking fresh out of Boston College, Matt Ryan, yes. Right now, Matt Ryan, no. I don't know. I really don't know what's going to come of it. I think Atlanta's going to wake up in the second half and start playing like they've been doing for the last few games, but it won't be that much of a struggle to win with when you're only losing by 3 points. So my prediction for this game is I think the over. I think the over for this game was 48, and I think they way overshot this. I'm thinking it's going to be something like I'm thinking it's going to be something like 17-12 or something like that. The Falcons will win like 17-12, just based on the quality of. I'm not actually watching the game. I'm just tracking the score based on what I'm seeing on the stat line. That's what I'm looking at. Unless one of the two teams wakes up, it's going to be something like 17-12. This is not the fireworks show we saw last week.
Well,
Okay.
it's also
Week before last.
it's the curse of the Thursday night games, in my opinion.
Oh my gosh, these Thursday night games are crazy.
It's just
I don't know how
know,
they picked
man.
this order.
Well,
I just don't
apparently
know how
somebody-
they picked this order.
Apparently, somebody just scored. They said the score is now 6-3.
Yeah. It says a baseball score.
Will Kramer, that's your buddy Will Kramer, our buddy.
Oh yeah, the same.
That's his prediction.
The same. Oh, 6-3, 6-3. Oh my God, that's what he's saying.
That's his prediction. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
his prediction.
That's the
Also-
same. Is that the same Will Kramer that said the Tennessee Volunteers was going to beat my Bulldogs this past Saturday?
Yep, that's the same one.
Did I say something out loud? I said something out loud, didn't I?
You did. You did say that out loud. You did.
You're bringing
Delilah, who you got tonight, Delilah?
I think PJ will pull off a win, but I think it's gonna be low scoring. I think it'll be like 12-6, 7. Like I just don't. I'm just following what these Thursday night games have been, and they've not been good.
He looking
So,
at you. He giving you
I'm
that face.
sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm looking at the camera's right here. I'm looking at the thing here.
Yeah, I think it'll be like 12-7 or something. Like someone gets a safety. So it's just, I'm saying Carolina, and honestly, if Atlanta wins, like kudos. But yeah, I'm gonna give it to PJ tonight. But it'll be. I agree with Mr. Will Kramer. It's gonna be like a baseball score.
All right, Kate, what you got?
Oh, I really want Mr. Finger's team to win tonight. I really want the Falcons to win, although Carolina winning might be better for me because of my Buccaneers, so that we can start ruling the South. Gosh, Anthony, this is just sad. I think it's gonna be like 10-7 maybe, and you win, or something weird like that. 10-6. Hopefully, Carolina just scores another field goal, and you guys get like a field goal and a touchdown.
Yeah, Kate and I have got this symbiotic thing going on. I did a little sage for her during the Michigan game last week.
He did, and it worked.
I'm not lying. They woke
He
up.
saged the Michigan game, and then we came back and they were scoreless. We scored 31 points in the second half. It was beautiful. But we're not talking college. But yeah, I think it's gonna be like 10-7, maybe Atlanta. I hope Atlanta. But I know it would not help it would help the Buccaneers if Atlanta lost. But I'm gonna hope for Mr. Finger's team, my veteran. My brother.
Ooh, You heard it here first,
Let's
ladies
go.
and gentlemen.
Let's go.
I cheer for
Let's go.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
Sorry.
Let me do
Danae's
you
gonna
know
make
what?
her
You know what's going on?
prediction. You gotta give her chance.
I'm sorry. I gotta say that I think that the Panthers may win. I think that it's possible that the score is going to be, like you guys said, a quirky score, and I'm calling 17-16, just by a point. I think the Panthers. I don't know. They're in this funk, but I feel like they could win one, and I think the Falcons are. I just don't feel like the Falcons use their premier players. I don't know why they don't.
That's fair, and neither do I.
Don't know why they don't. I mean, you got Drake London. I mean, you got a squad.
You have a good
and there's
squad.
no reason why they shouldn't be balling out with that wide receiver, tight ends. Y'all should be balling.
That's a fair assessment. That is a very fair assessment. And we've said for weeks now, if they open up the playbook and start including some other players, then maybe things would be different. But here we are.
Absolutely. I am sorry.
Okay, so it's two.
It's okay. It's all love.
2 for Panthers, and now because we have our honorary host that joined us for a little bit.
It's crazy.
2 for Atlanta.
It's crazy. It's diagonally across the board. You got these 2 for the.
That's it. You were right. We're diagonals are together tonight.
Okay, that way. You had to do it that way.
All right, guys. So we got to get to the final say, and we would love for Mr. Handy, if you have a final say, if you got anything that's just on your heart that you would like to say to the audience, because this is our time where we can just say what we want to say.
In keeping with the spirit of Veterans Day, just bear in mind some of these guys have seen some things. I know it is assumed because it's the first thing people used to ask me when I got out. I was like, "Ooh, did you ever kill anybody?" That was something cool. Just bear in mind some of these guys have seen some things, and sometimes some of these guys feel uncomfortable being individually recognized. They don't mind being recognized in a group. And try not to get offended. Please, or let me fix that statement. Please don't get offended if you walk up on somebody, you find out they're veteran, and you say thank you for your service, and they just because for some of them it's awkward. Because for a lot of us, we did what we felt we needed to do. We raised our right hand and said, I do solemnly swear, et cetera, et cetera. So just keep your veterans in mind. And again, and also bear in mind that some of these guys have seen some things and done some things that they're having a hard time reconciling with in their mind. I had to do a battle buddy check yesterday. A friend of mine just started having an episode, and I just walked around with him till he got right. So keep them in mind and keep them in your hearts, and make sure that when you say you love your veterans and you care for your veterans, that you're not just doing it lip service. If there's anything that you can do to help and you see an opportunity, do not hesitate to jump in, because trust me, it is appreciated more than you know. I'm one of the lucky ones. I have a wife at home that supports me and loves me 100%, and has always had my back. Is the first one to encourage me to. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead. This is a full disclosure moment. Your boy had to seek some professional help earlier this year because I was struggling. I was struggling hard. She was the one that pushed me to go do that. So make sure if there's anything that you can do to help somebody.
Come on now. That's it.
Yeah, like the song would say, Janae, if I can help somebody, if there's anything you can do to help, and you see that they need that help, please don't hesitate to offer. They will appreciate it more than you would know. Some of them might even say, I don't need your help. But after a while, they'll come back around and they'll be like, they'll be the main one to come to you. They might not come to you for help. They might go find the help because they say, oh, somebody sees that I need help. And they'll come back to you and say, thank you, because you were the only one that was reached out to me and told me that I did and told me that you were willing to help. And that means a lot. And that's I think that's all I got.
That was beautiful. That was absolutely
Very
beautiful.
well said.
And you're right. If you have the means to help and you can help and you should help. And that's absolutely, absolutely. And it's so good that you hit on that point about, asking these questions that you shouldn't be asking to somebody who's been through something, because you never know what it's going to trigger. You never know what it's going to bring up for them. And I hear the question asked to people all the time. Oh, you're in the military. Have you ever, shot someone? You never know what they have done in the field. You never know what they have been through. That hits home because I have heard somebody ask that.
I addendum on top of what you said. My uncle that went to Vietnam, he's a Purple Heart awardee and a Silver Star awardee. He watched about half of his squad be decimated around him while they were out on patrol. And he came home, and for a long time, he wouldn't talk to nobody. He wouldn't talk to nobody. He wouldn't say nothing, none of that. And he's still with us. He's still with us. But for a long time he had terrors and night sweats and things like that. And that was something that he deals with on a daily basis. And the Vietnam War, when the bulk of the troops were going from the United States, has been almost 60 years ago. It's been about 60 years since we got involved, and that still follows him to this day. So just try and be, and like we even have a thing between us that we're trying to adapt when we see each other in the street and we go, "Hey, bro, stay safe, watch your six, appreciate your service," and we identify ourselves. I'm Army, you Navy, blah blah blah, and then we say thank you for your service, and then right behind that we go, "How you doing, bro?" Because we want to know, we want to make sure our brothers are doing okay. Brothers and sisters. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. Oh, that you touched my heart with that one. That is absolutely an amazing final say, man. That you touched my heart, man. All right, Delilah, what you got for your final say?
So I just want to say again, thank you, veterans. Happy birthday to the Marine Corps. But also, on top of that, today was the 53rd birthday for Sesame Street. The reason I bring that up is because I'm so proud of a show that's a public access show that since its onset, before people started really thinking about education, its premier message was always compassion. And so the reason I say that is because we are talking about touching upon what Mr. Fingers has said, right, is compassion for others and making sure that you are out there lending a hand. And yeah, it's true. You can say Happy Veterans Day, but what are you doing for your vets? And I'm not saying you have to go out there and really go and you know what I mean? Like, but what are you doing besides giving thanks? I also understand what he's saying. Like, kind of be careful when you do talk to your vets and respect that boundary. Like if they set a boundary, then respect that. I also have never understood when people would ask those types of questions. I understand a child asking, because I've heard little kids ask, but again, a 5-year-old is not an adult. There's a difference, right? Like a child doesn't have that capacity to go, oh, what I'm saying is inappropriate. They don't know. They're just seeing, oh, soldier, right? And they're just what's on TV and their games and stuff. But as adults, I agree. You have to show some compassion for your fellow man, right? We are, we're human beings on this earth. We're a speck, right, at the end of the day. And so again, on top of giving thanks and being grateful for your veterans and talking to, just show compassion and respect that boundary, and also do those check-ins, right? Do those self-checks. Like if you do know veterans, even if you haven't seen combat or anything like that, then you should know that, just like Anthony was saying, like you should definitely check on them and just say, hey, how you doing? Just like he said, you don't have to get personal. It doesn't have to be like really like tell me all your secrets, but just, hey, how's it going? How are you doing today? Just checking in to make sure you're okay. And so that's the kind of reason why I kind of tied into Sesame Street. Is just remember to be kind. And remember to show compassion. Lead with kindness and compassion. If you lead with those two things, kindness and compassion, you won't go wrong because your heart will always be in the right place. Your mind will always be in the right place. Your soul will be in the right place because you're leading with kindness and compassion. So that's my final say.
Absolutely. Oh,
Beautiful.
beautiful. Absolutely. All right, Kate, what you got?
I had, like Anthony said, they don't always want to talk about it. Like I have 2 family members that were part of the Greatest Generation. When my grandfather was a medic for the Navy in the Pacific part of the war under MacArthur. And then my great uncle was in the European part of the World War II, served under Patton and was part of the storm of Normandy and saw a lot. And that Greatest Generation sticks with me because of my family members that served in World War II and what they saw and what they went through and what they endured, and the journals that I've read, that I've seen, and the stuff, the notes they took. It's just, I can't say thank you enough to that generation that went over and took on an evil dictator like Hitler and took on the evil that happened after Pearl Harbor was attacked, and everything that they saw and endured in the journals that I have seen and I've read and the things that they've documented. I know in my heart, I could not do what you veterans have done. I cannot picture myself going above and beyond and enlisting and wanting to do those things and take on that evil and take on that burden to keep our freedoms protected and keep us safe at home. So when we think of our veterans and we think of our servicemen, think of what try to put yourself in their shoes, because they've seen a lot, they've gone through a lot, and they've endured a lot. So that you, Janae, and you, Delilah, and you and me, who are not willing to do what they're doing and have done, can have our freedoms and be protected and feel safe and live in the land of the free and the home of the brave. And to think of that sacrifice, I cannot personally say thank you enough. Because I'm not willing to pay that sacrifice and to go through the things that they've gone through and endure the things that they've gone through. And our servicemen and our servicewomen are the bravest people that I know, because I'm not brave enough to do what they've been doing and am willing to do the things that they've done. And when I think of my great uncle being part of the Battle of Normandy and being on that beach and taking on what he did and seeing what he saw, the sacrifice is just something I'll never, ever forget. He got a Purple Heart because of it. And it's just incredible to think that we have men and women in our country willing to do that for us, willing to go over to Iraq and do battle evil men. We have SEAL Team 6 that was willing to go in and take out the evil that was Osama bin Laden. And that we have these men willing to take on evil for us, and these women willing to take on evil for us. I can't say thank you enough. So thank you for doing something that I'm not willing and able myself and to have the courage and bravery to do. So I say thank you for being my bravery and my courage and my protecting my freedom. So putting myself in their shoes, I couldn't do it. So my thing is, put yourself in their shoes and be thankful for the fact that they're doing something that if you're not willing to do, they're willing to do it for you. So that's my final say.
Man, these are so beautiful, man. Hey, Warren, look, I'm going to go ahead and end the final say with this. These are the messages that we need to hear. We need to hear about compassion, reaching out, and realize that a lot of us can't do what they have done. A lot of us, you you never know what you're going to be able to do. And these people are volunteering to go out there and fight for our country. So I just want to challenge you for my final say. I want to challenge each and every one of you guys that are listening, that will listen tomorrow. Not only do I want you to reach out to a veteran and say Happy Veterans Day, but I also want you to ask how they're doing. You know so many people that are vets, and we could text them right now. We could Facebook message them right now. And I know they would appreciate a Happy Veterans Day. But just ask how they're doing. You know, it shows the compassion that Delilah was talking about. The thing is, yes, I care about you, so I want to tell you Happy Veterans Day because that's what I should do. But I also want to see how you're doing, because just like our brother said, there are people out here really struggling. You never know what somebody is really going through, or what they have experienced, or what they've seen. You know, this day could be triggering for them, and it could be because you ask them how they're doing. They know that people genuinely care about them. So that's my challenge, guys. I really want people to reach out to somebody you know that's a vet, and not only say Happy Veterans Day, but check on them, see how they're doing. Say, how are you? How you been? Especially if you haven't talked in a while. But you definitely, I love this. Check in on people. Check in. If you can do it, do it. So we're taking an opportunity tomorrow to reach out to at least one person that you know, to say, you know, how you doing? Happy Veterans Day, to make sure that they know that they are appreciated.
All right. That was beautiful. Thank you, everybody.
Man,
I know.
That's how we're going to end the show today, man. I'm super
Thank you.
excited.
That was beautiful.
We had our wonderful co-host. Come on, we had our wonderful co-host with us, man. And you are always welcome. Always welcome on this show, because you just crack us up and you give that real knowledge. And I know you love that drama.
No, look, I've been married. I am married to my fourth wife. I've had enough drama. I don't want nobody. Wait, hold on. Before we go another further, I don't want nobody watching this now or somebody watching this later to go back and say, "Oh, your husband said you drama." No, I'm not talking about my current wife. I'm talking about what I went through, before.
The other one. I got you.
You know what? I got to shout the first one out too, though. We were just young. Things didn't work out, but we co-parented. Even though I was in Virginia, she was in Georgia. She never stopped me from seeing the boys. Come see them, pick them up whenever I want to. She and I are still cool. We still talk a few times a year, wish each other happy birthday, Merry Christmas, all of that good stuff. But the ice cream in the middle of the sandwich,
all right.
I know that's right.
That's a different story for a different day.
All
but
right.
this ain't the Dr. Phil show. This is the ladies take over. Let's talk football.
Thanks, everybody. I know we went over, but it was a special Veterans Day show, and I feel it was worth it.
It was. I know my wife didn't call me 5 times down there with that baby.
So
we are going to end the show, guys, but we want you guys to tune in next week, same time. Every Thursday, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. My crew knows I don't know any of those other standard times, but just tune in and watch with us, because we freaking love to talk to you guys, man. And we're going to be back. Ladies take over. See y'all later.
Bye.